Everyone's looking for the easiest way to quit smoking, and the internet is full of answers. Just use willpower, try nicotine patches, or switch to vaping, or go cold turkey, use this app, try hypnosis. But here's the problem. Most of these methods make quitting harder, not easier. So in the next minutes, I'm going to show you why the common approaches fail and what actually makes quitting easy versus what makes it a nightmare. So let's break it down. First, let's talk about why the so-called easy methods don't work. Nicotine patches and gum seem like an easy option, right? You still get nicotine, but in a safer form. Gradually reduce it, and boom, you're free. Except that's not what happens. You're still addicted to nicotine. You're just maintaining the addiction with a different product. Your brain is still dependent. The psychological patterns are still there. People stay on patches for months, sometimes even years. They haven't quit, they've just changed how they consume nicotine. Then there's vaping. It's easier because it's less harmful, but you're still feeding the addiction. Often people vape even more than they smoke because it's so convenient. The addiction actually gets stronger. Cold turkey sounds like it should be easy, just stop, but without understanding what you're dealing with, without changing the underlying belief, it's just pure suffering. You're fighting yourself every single day. And willpower? Willpower fails because you're trying to give up something you still believe is helping you. That's not easy. That's torture. None of these addresses the real problem. They're all trying to manage the symptoms without fixing the cause. So what actually makes quitting hard? It's not the physical withdrawal. That only lasts a few days and it's manageable. What makes quitting hard is fighting against yourself. When part of you wants to quit but another part doesn't want to lose what you think cigarettes give you, it's hard when you believe you're sacrificing something. When you think cigarettes help you relax, focus, cope with stress, and now you're losing your support system. It's hard when you don't know what to do with triggers, when you finish a meal or get stressed and your brain automatically reaches for the old solution. It's hard when you're surrounded by smokers and constantly tempted. It's hard when you don't have the right tools and you're just trying to tough it out. But here's what most people don't realize. All of these things that makes quitting hard can be addressed. They're not like really that hard. They're just the result of the wrong approach. When you try to quit without understanding the psychology behind addiction, without changing your beliefs about smoking, without preparing for triggers, of course it's going to be hard. You're essentially trying to build a house without knowing how construction works. You might eventually get something standing, but it's going to be way harder than it needs to be. Actually makes quitting easy. Easy happens when you change your mind before you change your behavior. When you truly understand that cigarettes aren't helping you with anything, quitting stops feeling like a loss. You're not giving up something valuable. You're escaping something that was trapping you. Easy happens when you prepare before you quit. When you know exactly what you'll do with each trigger. When you have tools ready for hard moments. Easy happens when you understand the difference between a craving and an actual need. When you know the cravings are temporary and don't mean anything. Easy happens when you're not relying on willpower alone. When you've dismantled the addiction at the root instead of just trying to resist it. Easy happens when you have support and guidance from someone who understands exactly what you're going through. But most people never get to experience easy quitting because they don't know this approach exists. They think suffering is just part of the process. It doesn't have to be. This is exactly what I teach in my 14-day program. The approach that makes quitting easy instead of hard. We change your relationship with cigarettes first, then quitting becomes natural instead of forced. If you're tired of struggling and you want to quit the easy way, book a free call with me. The link is in the description below. Let me show you what quitting can actually feel like when you actually do it the right way. Here's the mind shift that changes everything, and it's something most quit smoking programs completely ignore. Right now, you probably see cigarettes as something you want but shouldn't have. Like you're a kid who wants candy but mom said no. That creates constant internal conflict. Desire versus discipline. Want versus should. And that conflict isn't exhausting. You can maintain it for a while with willpower, but eventually desire wins. You give in. The easy way to quit isn't about being stronger than your desire. It's about eliminating the desire itself. When you genuinely see that cigarettes aren't giving you anything, when you understand they're creating the problems they claim to solve, the desire disappears. You don't want something you know is hurting you with no benefit. But getting to that place requires more than just knowing smoking is bad. You already know that. Everyone knows that. It requires understanding the specific lies your brain is telling you about smoking, the beliefs that keep you trapped, the illusions that make cigarettes seem helpful when they're not. Most people never examine these beliefs. They just accept them as truth, and that's why they stay stuck. Let me tell you why most quit smoking programs and methods fail. They focus on behavior change without belief change. They tell you to stop smoking, they give you substitutes or distractions or medication, but they never address what you believe about cigarettes. So you stop smoking, but you still miss it. You still feel like you're deprived of something. You're constantly fighting the urge to go back. That's not easy. That's a daily battle. And most people lose the battle eventually because you can't fight yourself forever. The programs that work are the ones that help you see smoking differently. Once your perception changes, your behavior changes naturally, but that requires guidance. You can't just figure it out on your own because your addicted brain will keep lying to you. It'll keep telling you cigarettes help. It'll keep romanticizing smoking. You need someone who understands the psychology, who can show you the traps your mind is setting, who can guide you through the process of rewiring those beliefs. That's the difference between struggling for months and being free in weeks. Here's another thing that makes quitting easy: proper preparation. Most people decide to quit on impulse. They wake up one day and think, that's it, I'm done. They throw away their cigarettes. Then by afternoon they're struggling, by evening they're miserable, and by the next day they might be smoking again because they didn't prepare. They didn't think through their triggers. They didn't have a plan for cravings. They didn't set up their environment for success. Quitting without preparation is like going into a battle without weapons or strategy. You might have the right intention, but you're not set up to win. The easy way involves preparation, understanding your specific triggers, knowing what you'll do in each situation, having tools ready, creating an environment that supports you instead of sabotaging you. But again, most people don't know what to prepare for. They don't know which tools actually work. They don't know how to set themselves up for success. This is where having someone guide you makes all the difference. You don't have to figure out all by yourself. You can learn from people who've already done it successfully. So here's the bottom line. The easiest way to quit smoking isn't through patches, vaping, cold turkey, or willpower alone. The easiest way is to change your mind about cigarettes first. Prepare properly and have the right guidance and support. That's what makes quitting feel natural instead of forced, easy instead of hard. If you want that experience, if you're ready to quit the easy way, click the link in the description and book your free call with me. Subscribe for more truth about quitting smoking, and thanks for watching.